What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review of Toy Story 4, directed by Josh Cooley, stars Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, and the rest of the other cast and crew. And in this film, Woody has always been confident about his place in the world, and that his priority is taking care of his kid, whether that's Annie or Bonnie. But when Bonnie adds a reluctant new toy called Forky to her room, a road trip adventure alongside old and new friends will show Woody how big the world can be for a toy. When I heard they were making a Toy Story 4, I was excited but nervous at the same time because Toy Story is like considered one of the best trilogies. So when I heard a fourth film was coming out, I was just, it's like, yay, but I don't know. Toy Story so far has not had like a bad film. So it was just kind of like, this is like Pixar's kind of like their risk taking or something like that. So I was just like, okay. Hopefully good. But I was just like, I can't, I don't know. It just was kind of like, because this is like the only Pixar film that just like keep getting sequels. I mean, the first one was really good. One of my favorite films when I was a child. And now as grown up, still loving it. Second one, I still like. The third one, absolutely fantastic. The way it ended. In the fourth film, I was just like, what can they bring new to the table? Because, like I said, the third film, the way it ended, I was just like, perfect trilogy. Just let just sit on it. When the fourth film came, I was like, oh. So, as film's getting closer, then just going to the movie theater, I just like, please let it be good. Please let it be good. And I said to myself, I said, each Toy Story film I've watched have been good and had not let me down. And all I got to say is Toy Story 4 did not let me down. This is a great movie. Oh, man. I left out the movie theater with a smile on my face. I had the joy, I got emotional. There's a lot to talk about. Where do I start? Storyline. And if you have seen the third film, this contains a little spoiler. When Annie grows up, he kind of gives his toys up to Bonnie. And when he gives his toys up to Bonnie, Bonnie ends up having the toys, Woody, Buzz, and all the crew and stuff. She ends up later on have to go like kindergarten, her first to go on school for first time, going to kindergarten. She has this anxiety. She doesn't want to leave the toys and stuff. She's like kind of feared and stuff like that. And I absolutely like gravitated to this character automatically. After we've seen this character like in the third film, now we see this character and we get to see more and relate to this character in this fourth film. Excuse me. So they absolutely made me gravitate to this character. So that's what I like about Toy Story movies. They absolutely make you gravitate to the character. Like and they progress them, they absolutely give you like this thing that make you care for them, and that's what I absolutely love about the fourth movie, about this movie. Especially when she goes to kindergarten and stuff, we see her having these things and stuff, having these feelings and stuff like that, like she's fearing and stuff, and I can gravitate to that because I remember my first time in kindergarten, I was absolutely scared. I did not know what to expect. I mean, when you're little, you just don't know. You have these little fears and doubts. And we still, as adults, have these fears and doubts. When you go to some, like, this new environment you're not used to, you can still be feared. And this movie really shows that a whole lot here. And I really like that. Especially when it comes to a new character like Forky. That made me gravitate. Because I didn't know what to expect out of this character at all here. And I was absolutely, in the storyline with him, I absolutely gravitated to because as the trailers I was looking at this new character, I was like, I don't know what this character is. I mean, he has this pipe cleaner arms and the googly eyes and the things, whatever. I didn't know there was kind of like a new character. And the story of him, I was so glued to my seat. This character could have just went kind of left field, like completely like a character you just don't even care about. But hey, I just like love this character. He was just so funny, the things he did in the film, and the relationship between him and Woody. Because his character, he's a new character. He doesn't know about himself quite yet. and Woody has to teach him stuff, and that relationship was just so, it was just so heartwarming. I just gravitated to that. It just felt like a father and son thing, and I just was loving every bit of it. I ate it up. It put a smile on my face. I just loved that, and it just was a storyline with that and all. It was just so gravitating. I just fell in love with it. With Bonnie and Forky, it was just the way they did it in this movie was just so freaking amazing. And that goes on with the adventures and stuff. When they go through this adventures and stuff, it is absolutely like feel like a fresh film. Each Toy Story, when they go on these adventures, it's like each film improved on the adventures. Like the first film, we seen how that adventure goes in there, which I won't go into any spoilers on that because if you have seen the first one. And the second one, that we bring in a new adventure, and the third one with the new adventure, and this fourth one, it just felt so fresh. So each Toy Story film feels so fresh. And this new movie, it felt so fresh because we see so much, like seeing these toys going in this new world and stuff. And that's what I like about it. It goes to like a whole different, like a place where we see where Woody and Buzz and everybody just looking like they seeing them in this new environment. It just makes us see something as an audience, see somewhere where these toys go on a new adventure. And it actually puts us on the edge of our seat, like, how are these toys going to survive in this situation? So it absolutely make us care for the toys because we absolutely care for the characters from the first and second movie and for the old toys. And then the new toys we see when they introduce them in this movie and give us like a thing to care for them, like a story and stuff, their backstories and stuff, we absolutely be glued with the new characters and the old characters. So I absolutely was just like, wow, this movie knows how to do it. And that's pretty much the story on that. Let me talk more about the characters. Man, the new characters here, and this comes with the comedy. I really was kind of a little bit nervous when it came to like Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key's character. And you've seen you've seen the characters in the trailer. And if you hadn't noticed, like they've been in trailers prone. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele as the characters as Ducky and Bunny. Those the ones that you've seen in the trailer. Oh my God, those characters, and that could have been like, just like I said about Forky could have been left side. I didn't know how that was going to be in the film because it was going to be like they were going to be like the comic relief because I knew that from watching the trailer of it. But man, they were hilarious. Oh my God, those thing. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele as Ducky and Bunny. In fact, I just laughed. This movie had funny moments. The humor was just so freaking funny here, especially with those characters. They were just absolutely freaking hilarious. I was laughing my tail off. Every time they were on screen, they own every scene in the movie, and it was just absolutely fun. Especially Keegan-Michael Key's character. Keegan-Michael Key, any comedy movie, he just works. This guy is just so freaking funny. Keegan-Michael Key, any comedy film you put him in, I could just voice and animation characters, and just with live action comedies and stuff. They'll put him in. He's just funny. Jordan Peele was great with them. Them dynamics were just so great. I loved it. I just love those characters. Keanu Reeves as the character, I've forgotten the name, but man, Keanu Reeves, and I just watched John Wick Chapter 3, and just when I heard Keanu Reeves voicing a character in Toy Story, I was just like, okay, go for it, and it worked. Keanu Reeves voicing that character was absolutely fun. I love that character too. It was absolutely freaking good. It was just good. It fit well. I didn't know how Keanu Reeves talks and stuff. I thought it was gonna be like a John Wick type thing. So I was like, okay, is it gonna be John Wick talking? And when I heard the voice, I was like, okay, it works. You got me, Toy Story. It just works. and the characters in the comedy absolutely works. And I just say that. Let me just say this: Toy Story, each of the films, the comedy works, and it just here. And I was just kind of like, how is it going to work with Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael? It just worked perfectly, and Keanu Reeves was absolutely funny too with his character. So the comedy really absolutely works. Talk about Tom Hanks and Tim Allen as Woody and Buzz. Fantastic. Those two, they were absolutely fantastic. Especially Tom Hanks. That does good with Woody once again. My God, you can tell that Tom Hanks has really put his heart of voicing this character. In so many years he has voiced this character. He really put a lot of heart here as Woody. And Woody absolutely steals the show here as a character. He's the main character anyways, but here, I just like the things that Woody says here in this film. It's absolutely amazing. And I forgot to say this, and his chemistry, Woody's chemistry with Bo Peep, excuse me if I said the name wrong, Bo Peep, that chemistry and relationship absolutely is fantastic here. The characters kind of was in the characters had this chemistry in the first movie, but not much of it in the second film. But here, it absolutely was amazing here. I got to say, Bo Peep was absolutely amazing as the character. They absolutely did a fantastic job with her. They didn't do much of the character in the first, second movie, but here, they absolutely did a freaking phenomenal job. And I absolutely love the chemistry here. It was absolutely fantastic. It just was so deep in emotion. And I say that for Toy Story. It had this adult theme, and each film has that adult theme, and this one does too. The adult theme was just so powerful here, and it's a kids movie, but it just makes adults relate to it because this with the kid and the adult theme to it, it's just so gravitating that everybody at all ages can watch this movie, and it's just so relatable. And this movie just had a lot of heart and depth to it, and I really freaking love it. And this movie does something unique with kind of the villain here and stuff like that. The villain, it's kind of like you can actually care for the villain here. It's kind of like somebody that was like evil, but the way Toy Story gave like this like kind of the sympathy for like this character song, you can actually say like, oh, okay, I understand what this character has. And I'm not gonna go any spoilers of it, but it's just so deep, and I really like that aspect of this movie, how they did it. And it was just so powerful. I was just like, and when some scenes like that happens, I teared up. There were some parts that I say this movie actually got me teared up. Usually all Toy Story movies make me tear up, but this one just absolutely got me here. And I was just like, oh, it was just scenes I was like, man, oh. And like I said with the person that was kind of like the villain, you just felt so much for this character, and you just like, as the film goes on, you understood, and you like, oh, man. And that's all I like about it. Let me talk about the parts that really kind of could have been like, if I was a kid, frightening. Because there were some parts in the film that actually kind of like, look like, could have like frightened kids and stuff. Like some part, especially like the first movie, when you seen like what in the first movie, I'm not gonna go in depth. When I do a review on that, I'll elaborate that. First film, there was a part that I was like, oh, Pixar went for that. In Toy Story, this film, they actually went for some part that actually could fear kids, and as grown up, I can see myself like if I was a child, I was like, oh, what, oh my. So I was like kind of like, okay, Pixar's doing good with Toy Story. And they always do it with Toy Story. So they kind of like take these little risks with the Toy Story film. So, hey, as an adult, I don't mind it. Because, like I said, I'm an adult and I like how they did with the Toy Story film. Let me talk about the style in this film. The style is absolutely fantastic. Animation looks beautiful. Colors, everything. And this movie has everything good. Everything is so good about this movie. And all the stuff was just absolutely fantastic. Let me talk about the ending. Oh, Toy Story 3 got me. In this film, did the exact same thing. Oh, the ending in Toy Story 4. Toy Story 3, like I said, got me. But this one was just, whoa. I teared up. The way it ended, it just, if you know if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I literally had like both my eyes was just had like water just coming down my face. I just teared up. It got me. It was just so like it hits you right here on the chest. You just like when you like the scene. It was just something you're like, oh. I was just like, couldn't believe what was going on. I was just like, rubbing my eyes. I was just like, really? It got me. And leave out the movie theater. The movie was just good from beginning, middle, end. And then when I teared up, it got me. I was just like, oh. And I'm about to tell you now, just thinking about it, it got me. And I've seen it like the second time, and it just got me. I was like, oh. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Toy Story films always do that. They hit you with when they get emotional, and it's in a good way. It just hits you because you just relate to these toys. They act like humans, just on so many levels, and you just see it, and you're like, it got me. And that's all I can say. Toy Story 4, the last ending just got me there, and it was just perfect. The ending was just like, was happy but sad at the same time, and I think they did a great job on the ending, and that's all I can say about it. Let me get to the flaws in the movie, and this movie is good. This is a great movie. Don't think that it like, oh my God, this is flaws. This is the end of the world. Woo, woo. No, these are little flaws with the movies. All movies are not perfect. So when I do reviews, when I say a movie is when I say everything good about a movie, I do go with the flaws. Let's say the flaws. And one of my little issues with the film is like, I wanted some of the characters from the first, second movie to be part of the adventure, whatever, like more screen time. Some of them don't get a lot of screen time in the film, and I was like, kind of wanted, but I still was satisfied with the movie. I was like, I wanted some of those characters in there, like in the adventure. So I wanted that, and it kind of didn't happen. So, and then some of that, the runtime film, I think, was like an hour and 40 minutes, and usually the first, or I think all the three Toy Story films, like an hour and 20 minutes. It was a little bit longer. Some of the scenes kind of like I kind of want to go on the next scene, because some scenes I was kind of like, okay, I want to go to the next scene, because after I was like getting it interject with one scene, it kind of like some of the subtle moments on the scenes, I was like, okay, can we pick it up a little bit? So it's kind of like some of it, like a little bit, kind of like a little bit slow. But that's not really that's just one of small part issues of the film. Overall, this is absolutely a great, great film. Man, I love this film. It's absolutely a film worth watching in the theaters. Please see Toy Story 4. Please go to the movie theater. Please. This film is worth the watch. It will not waste your time at all. It has great laughs. It has great character depth. Good theme here. Emotional scenes that'll get you choked up. Everything. Kids and adults will love it. Please check out Toy Story 4. And as of right now, I'm going to give Toy Story 4 a solid A. Yeah, this is a great movie. Man, I could go see this movie like 3 or 4 times again. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about Toy Story 4? Did you like it or not? I'm pretty sure everybody loves this film. I'm pretty sure. But hey, everybody has their own opinion. But like I said, this is a great, great movie. Please go check out Toy Story 4 if you haven't seen it yet. Please go check it out. And as always, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe and the bell button. That's so I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.